Hi, welcome to Lenscovery. This is Daniel.
And this is Diana. Today we'll be talking about art and society in Hong Kong.
Arts and society? But I thought Hong Kong is the cultural desert.
Well, not really. Hong Kong recently held a series of cultural events such as the Hong Kong Arts Festival, the Cock and Flap, and more recently the Freespace Festival.
But I've heard that the local artists are still struggling to find a place in the city.
Why is that?
In this episode, we've talked with two groups of people who've shared with us the perks and downsides of being artists in Hong Kong.
This is Cyril Lam and Tim Kung. Together they form an indie music duo who are trying to make their music heard. They have been performing together for 7 years. This year, they went on a working holiday to Australia. The audience there surprised them with a passion and appreciation for the arts they have yet to see in Hong Kong.
I think the audience in Melbourne will appreciate your performance. Doesn't matter if you sing, dance or draw. They will support any form of art because it makes the city more colourful. But in Hong Kong, people think it's peculiar to sing in the streets, think that you're a beggar, and Melbourne's audience will join into the dance. But in Hong Kong, people will just stand there without any body movement.
They aren't the only ones who are striving to get Hong Kong people moving. In mid-December, they joined around 400 local and international artists at the Freespace Festival, Hong Kong's latest outdoor festival organized by the government. According to the South China Morning Post, 30,000 people braved the miserable weather to attend the 2-day festival at the West Kowloon Cultural District.
It's the first time I come, and I first heard of it from Facebook, and I have friends talking about it for this week, so we're planning to come and look for some cultural stuff.
Although outdoor festivals in Hong Kong have not gotten the hype as their counterparts do elsewhere in the world, in the tradition of true festival fashion, one girl decided to camp out in the wind and rain.
I guess most people don't care about culture and arts, but for many young people, these kind of activities are actually quite treasurable because we don't find these kind of activities common in Hong Kong. I think the free atmosphere attracts me the most because everyone can find a place to sell their own stuff and communicate or just share their stuff with others.
Program co-curator Maggie Blue O'Hara believes that these festivals do have a market in Hong Kong, but the mindsets of the majority aren't quite there yet.
I think Hong Kong is in its infant stages of music festivals. I think it's just begun the potential. There's millions of people here, and I think there's a lot of potential for making money and for making art, but I think it's taken a while for Hong Kong to pick up that it's good for business and it's good for culture.
Beyond West Kowloon, the pedestrian zone in Mong Kok is a hotspot for artists to perform freely on the streets without tight restrictions. But shop owners and residents in the area have been complaining about the congestion and noise pollution. The local council has recently passed a proposal restricting these performances to only on the weekends. Mr. Lam and Mr. Kung are no strangers to these complaints.
As band music is loud, our practices have to be far away from residential areas. Yet, Hong Kong lacks the platforms for outdoor music performance because many people would complain about the noise. Our band was being sued for noise pollution even when they were only performing in the pedestrian zone in Mong Kok. It is obvious that the government and the general public in Hong Kong are not very supportive towards band music.
At the Freespace Festival, performances such as miming, poetry reading, and photo exhibitions were also included. One of the performers had a different take on the issue of limited space in art. Daniel Wan is a parkour performer. Parkour is a sport where a person moves from one point to another in a series of jumps, runs, and rolls over and around obstacles. Mr. Wan believes artists can take a different perspective.
If you have a venue, people would say, you're forbidden to go somewhere else, but you can not practice it anywhere else, which is exact opposite of what we want in parkour. It's about making the world a playground, but not necessarily we're just seeking the joy and thrill of it, but we just need the world as a playground.
Parkour performances and workshops were cancelled both days of the festival because of the weather, but that didn't stop them from practicing and having fun in the rain. Wang Ho-feng, another parkour practitioner, says the significance of the festival for him wasn't about promoting the sport, but instead about creating a new experience for Hong Kong people.
Originally, we planned to have workshops with overseas parkour groups and trainers as an exchange opportunity. So to say the event is just a performance is too narrow. Parkour is not about showing off. We wanted people to have a fun experience and to explore new things through this event.
Many view there is a long way to go before Hong Kong people embrace music and art wholeheartedly. Hoi Chu, another co-curator of the festival, says at least it is one step in the right direction.
I think being 20 years be an artist, I still not give up Hong Kong because it's not about living. It's seeing this need to be growing, turn to be a big tree coming soon. But we need everyone, like the younger generation, they're thinking that is cool. They make something different next year. That is what I'm looking for in the future. Hong Kong art culture is not only a couple people, the one or two artists, to controlling the whole art form.
Ms. O'Hara believes that all it takes is for Hong Kong people to take a step outside their comfort zone once in a while.
For me, being an outsider, Western Canadian musician, performer, I see that generally Chinese people don't really know how to try something different. So I think it's a bit of a challenge for them to actually do something crazy and daring, but once they try it, there's no going back. They really enjoy it.
Well, that wraps up this episode.
And our Lenscovery journey.
We hope you've enjoyed watching our videos as much as we've enjoyed making them.
If you have any opinions or comments, do let us know. And thank you for your support all along. Bye.
Bye.